Excuse me. Now, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's kinda hard not to when you're having an argument that's loud enough that I can hear it over everything else going on in this bar. Is there a problem here? It certainly sounds like there's a problem. And the fact that this little lady is sitting here shaking like a leaf don't sit too right with me. You all right, ma'am? Do you want to get away from this man? All right. Fair enough. Well then, sir, you heard the little lady. Why don't you get on out of here? Now, I understand you might be upset, sir. However, a couple things. One, it is not smart to put your hand in my face. Now, I'm gonna guess that you've been drinking a little bit and you've lost some of your faculties. So I'll give you this first warning as a courtesy. However, what I will not tolerate is that sort of language being spoken around a lady. Now I suggest you finish your drink, apologize to the little lady, and then you see yourself out. You ain't gotta go home, but you can't stay here. Really? You are gonna kick my ass. Pardon the language, ma'am. Listen, son. All that peacocking around and puffing out your chest don't scare me none. Now I suggest, again, for the last time, that you see yourself out before you do something very, very stupid. You understand me? Apparently you didn't understand me. So allow me to make my message a little clearer. You need another one? Or are you finally gonna take a hint and get out of here? Well, I guess that settles that. I'm sorry that you had to see that, ma'am. But I don't take kindly to that sort of behavior. Please, may I buy you a drink as an apology? Thank you. Bartender, get this little lady whatever she wants. Put it on my tab. You try to have a good rest of your evening, ma'am. Oh. Yes, I guess I can sit with you. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with you, just I didn't mean to impose. I figured after what just happened you might want a minute to yourself. But thank you. Yes, I'll sit. So, if it doesn't bother you that I'm sticking my nose where it probably doesn't belong, what was all that about? Ah, I see. So, that little peacock was your boyfriend. Oh, ex-boyfriend, pardon me. You invited him? Of course not. He seems like the kind who'd show up somewhere uninvited and harass a little lady. It always boggles my mind how there's so many individuals who seem to have not been taught right by their mothers. Well, I guess I can walk away from this without having to feel guilty about the fact that I socked him one. Does this happen a lot? So you've tried to break up with him several times, and each time he takes it about as well as that. I'm sorry, little lady. That's a Terrible situation you got there. Have you tried going to the police about him? Of course. Yeah, that track said he'd be the son of the sheriff. Little spitfuck probably thinks he's untouchable. Oh, pardon my language again, ma'am. So what do you think he'll do now? Run and cry to Daddy? Typical. How about this? Again, please tell me if I'm overstepping. But I'm more than happy to stay here and make sure that you're safe. Make sure that he doesn't come back. And if he does, he very quickly understands why that was a very stupid choice. Oh, it's no problem. I had originally intended to come in here and only have a beer and get on my way. But having some company sounds nice. Especially if that company happens to be a very attractive lady such as yourself. Sorry. Is that inappropriate for me to be complimenting you after all that just happened? Well, we can blame it on the alcohol. Nobody has to know that I've only had one beer. Though I suppose if I'm staying here for a while, I can make that too. Barkeep. Yep, you know which one I want. Thank you. So, tell me a little about yourself, little lady. I'm quite happy to talk about much more savory topics. Oh, you know, basic things. Your name would be a good start. Well, that name's as pretty as you. It suits you. Me? Well, my name's Henry. It's a pleasure to meet you, little lady. I apologize that this wasn't how we first started our conversation, but I suppose it's better late than never. It would seem that our uninvited guest is not coming back. So what say I get you home? You don't want to go home? Really? You think he'll be waiting there for you? Does he live with you? No. Well, that is definitely not good news. Well, if that's the case, is there anywhere I can take you where you'd feel safe? My place? Are you sure about that? I mean, we did just meet today. How do you know I'm not just as bad as him? Yeah, I suppose you got a point there. We did just spend the better part of an hour talking. But is that really enough time for you to grow to trust someone? Well, no, I don't have a problem with you staying with me. I just want to make sure that you're safe and comfortable. That's my main concern right now. If you're sure, of course, I'm more than happy to have you stay over. I don't believe that this guy knows where I live. And if for whatever reason he were to find out, it'd be a very bad move on his part to try anything, especially on my home turf. Well, if that's the case, let me pull your chariot around, little lady. hop on in. So you really think that he would wait at your house for you? Isn't that classified as stalking? Ugh. Yeah, I remember that his dad is the sheriff. God damn it. Nepotism be damned. If his father's willing to turn a blind eye to all of that behavior that his son is performing, well, then they're both terrible people. I won't let anything happen to you. Not now that I know that this is going on. Seriously, though. There's got to be something we can do to get rid of this problem. Well, something that doesn't require me to take a very wet trash bag somewhere in the middle of the woods with a shovel. No, I'm kidding. You really think that I would do something like that? Now, little lady, I am all for defending a woman's honor. But I think that manslaughter is kind of pushing it, don't you? Yeah, I guess after what he's been putting you through, I'm sure there's a small part of you that it sounds enticing to. But, no, for now, let's just get you somewhere safe. All right, here we are. Chateau Le Henry, or however it is in French. Gotta admit, I didn't pay much attention in that class when I was in high school. Well, let's get you in and get you settled. Oh, you don't gotta thank me again. I told you, I'm more than happy to have you here. And I'm more than happy to keep you safe. Maybe by the morning, that little idiot will have cooled his head and gone away, so that we can take you back home. But, if not, you're more than welcome to stay here as long as you like. Let me just get the bed ready for you. Oh, no, I'll stay on the couch. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, some nights I like to sleep there anyways, so honestly, you're not putting me out. You want to give me something? Well, you don't need to give me anything. I told you, I'm more than happy to... Little lady, what was that for? For making you feel safe. I mean, that's fine, little lady, but I don't think you should really be doing that. No, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. Of course I enjoyed it. Having a beautiful woman like you give me a kiss is, well, I don't know if I can describe it. But you've been through a pretty emotional situation tonight. I don't know if you're thinking straight. Let's get you some sleep. It'll do you a lot of good. I promise. I won't let anything happen to you. Just rest easy for tonight. Come on. I'll show you where the bed is. Now just lay down. Go to sleep. Try to forget everything bad that happened this evening. I'm gonna stay up a little bit longer, just to make sure that no funny business happens. But I want you to sleep. All right? You're safe here. I promise. All right. One more. And then you go to sleep, okay? Now that's enough. Rest now. Don't you worry. And in the morning, I'll be sure to make you a nice breakfast, okay? Good night, little lady. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you like the audio, please leave a like and a comment. And if you want to hear more audios like this, please consider subscribing. As always, I'd like to thank all of my dedicated listeners, and a special thank you to all of my wonderful patrons. If you'd like to support the channel, please be sure to go and check out my Patreon. Sweet dreams, everyone.